And welcome to the Moosejaw Hour. I'm Joe, your host, and today is episode 96, I think. My name is Mud. I'm going to talk about a little bit about Beat the Creek. I don't know if I beat the creek, but it did beat me, but it did not beat my truck. My truck survived. Me, I got some battle scars. And we'll see what else we can talk about. What we're working on is kind of some 3D printed parts tonight, kind of tinkering, and see what you're tinkering and on. And I don't know. We're getting kind of warmer. Today's in the 80 degrees, and you know, some insane family member just ran 3 miles outside. Just crazy. I would not do that. But anyways, thank you for joining the Moosejaw Hour again. And we're doing a Friday edition because Tuesday I was catching up on the honeydews and responsibilities around the household that I wasn't even near the studio to go live. So here we are Friday. Why not? All right. Nobody else is on Friday, so we snuck in and we're going to take advantage of that. So thank you. Tap that like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and see where we go. First off, we have in the house Darius. How you doing? Good evening, Joe. Greetings from Central Massachusetts. Ooh, I hope to be there. Well, I might be. Was it? Is it in New Hampshire or Vermont? I can't remember. The Ledgestock Fest in August, I believe. I might do that. But hey, greetings. I love that area. And Crawler J, hello. How you doing? Where you YouTubing from there, Crawler? And there we go. Andy. Hello, Andy. How you doing? Like the new stance body you did there. I shared that in my thing. And tool time. 808. Hello, all. 808. Good. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And if anybody else is there, I see 7 more of you. Say hello. So here we go. First off, let's just talk about Mudfest, aka Beat the Creek 2025. I'm gonna say it right off the bat. Amazing. Thank you. Kudos. The best crew. I don't mean to deservice the other volunteers and crew at other events, but the crew, volunteers, the ladies and gentlemen and kids who were all over that property, making everything go smooth as much as Mother Nature would let it. They were amazing, and I can't say enough to them. Some people were giving them gripes. Some people just can't handle Mother Nature. I think that's just the problem. And I would say I was a little scared too, because I know about 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now, 3 years ago, in Colorado for regionals. It was raining, it was cold, I was miserable. I wasn't myself. There was a lot of things on that trip, but the rain sure didn't help. It was a lot colder too. It was cool seeing the moose. I like that. But driving a rental, and I know the joke, it's just a rental, but I was scraping every dirt trail rock to get to the trail uphill, trying to park narrow. I did not do well in the rain, and I was kind of nervous about the Kentucky rain and so forth. But after a while, you get kind of used to it. I know I did some good investment into muck boots. That helped. And I got a poncho, a pretty good poncho that just showed up the day before I left. And it wasn't that cold. That's probably the key thing. Or windy. I don't think it was windy there in Colorado, but it wasn't cold. It was a warm rain. And you just kind of dealt with it after a while. And my CJ7, which is down there and all cleaned up, I basically just threw it in my motel room shower. And there was also a puddle, a nice clear puddle outside my motel room, so I'm like swishing it around and everything. I don't know how the electronics are. We'll change them if we need to. But it was fun. And then again, kudos to that crew. They were amazing. Tennessee, beautiful Tennessee. I have not been there. That is on my to-do list. I do have a niece that lives there, so might go see them. I have a coworker who's actually thinking about relocating there. And the Whitworth family, 1800s. I do have family from Tennessee that migrated to Oklahoma during the land rush. So salutations from Tennessee. Good. Smash that like button. Yes, please. I would love that. I love that. Oh, you're welcome, Andy. You do so much good stuff. And I love the pictures of our place to go crawling. BC Canada. Hello, RC Performance Mods. There you go. Hello, BC Canada. What the hell, Joe? No notice at all. I posted on my Facebook, on my Instagram, and yeah, I wasn't sure. You know why? Phoenix and everybody else. Case our friend Josh decided to go live, I would not go live. Not that I'm going to steal any of his viewers. I just want to watch his live show. And I noticed he wasn't on, so I said, "All right, let's do it." So here we are. We're sneaking in on a Friday. Happy Friday, guys. Yes, I just have a Arizona tea, my nectar of the gods tonight. I might go to the gym and punch some bag too. Who knows? Good evening, all. Greetings from New Jersey. Hello, New Jersey. Hello, Pablo. How you doing? And tell everybody, what are we working on? Are we tinkering away? I hope we are. I hope we are. Um, Back to good old Beat the Creek. So, again, kudos to the crew and the people who put it on and everything. And I have to say, for terrain that isn't known for rock crawling, I still had fun. The trails that they have were a lot of fun. Uh, Maybe just I don't know, just scaled trails, I guess you would say. I went through small puddles of mud and or puddles and so forth. I was like, oh gosh, tree roots, and I hate crawling on tree roots, but they weren't as abundant as like I would say at some other events where they try to make everything and anything out of a tree root, roots and everything. So the trails were great, actually. It was a nice trailing through farmland, up and down through the creek and water and all that kind of stuff. And the trails were awesome. Some scaled bridges here and there. There was one area you probably saw, maybe if you saw in my Instagram reels, said trucks only, and which is fine because it went down into straight down to a creek. There's really no way to get there on foot without taking a bath and then straight back up. And with it being muddy and wet and everything, I wasn't going to go down there. But I was nervous. Driving the Jeep CJ7 there on a log in rain, that could be slippy. It could be slippy. And it was like, oh God, don't fall in the water because I don't want to go down there to fetch my truck. So I took my time, got it, not a problem. We made it across. And I do like, one thing that I do like, I like to have my truck a little further away from me sometimes and see how I could go through a trail. So again, that was a fun trail as well. So it was a good time. And luckily I didn't end up I ended up in a puddle. I didn't end up in the creek, but we'll talk about my good old fall not paying attention type thing. Hey, more people. Let's say hello there. Let's see. On Facebook, WJO uses Facebook these days. Old people and weirdos. No, I would not use. I post on Instagram, not Facebook. You dry it out faster. Yeah, yeah. Well, my clothes when I got home. I left Sunday because I had to get back with the education clients there the next day. We have 5 weeks left now. So I had to gear up for my three courses that I teach for the week and everything and keep them going. So I had to get back. So I was back Sunday. I got home around 10 o'clock at night. I didn't have any problems like Josh did with airplanes. And it was nice. The last flight from Denver to Reno, it wasn't full, so I could stretch out my legs. I had a lot of middle seats beforehand. And then when I got home, I just threw my suitcase over there, slept good because I was still on East Coast time. I think Kentucky is actually 3 hours difference. And I opened it the next day and everything is wet. Everything. Because my poncho was wet. My boots were still kind of wet and all that and whatever clothes. So got that out, put in the dryer or washing machine, clean, and we survived. And that it is what it is. It was not bad at all. So we survived. That's like I survived the creek. But anyways, let's see. What's up, Joe? Hello, Toby. It's good to see you. I'm glad everybody's here, and we got 12 viewers. Hopefully more. I know I lost some of you because I'm inconsistent, but I'll try to be consistent. Says every time. Um, Other than that, other people I saw. Obviously, I saw Josh. Josh was very busy, keeping up with the autographs. I'm seriously, a lot of people wanted their picture with him. I don't and seeing Dan, who's also from Vanquish, and very nice guy and everything. Olar, well, good morning, Olar, everyone, and hello, Joe. How much have I missed? Have I missed? I just started. 11 minutes. You're good. There you go. You only missed 11. It's good to see you, Olar. I hope all is well. Um, so I saw Josh there, busy. Dan being Dan. Him and I can kind of be doppelgangers sometimes, although he's skinnier than I am. And then I saw Papa Schultz. I don't want to say Papa Schultz. John Schultz. I saw Schultz. I did not see young Jonathan Schultz there, but we said hello to Schultz there, and good to see him. And the Reefs crew was there, so I said hello to Reefs, and he unveiled, I don't know, I'm not going to say too much, but he unveiled a new product from Reefs RC. I don't know if he's announced it yet, or maybe some people kind of leaked it on Instagram, but there's a new product out there. Not that I signed an NDA, but I'm just not going to do that. Who else? I met, God, I think his name's Andy. Yeah, Andy, Twisted Tree RC. Um, and I want to get him on an interview, and I mentioned it, but I never followed through, so I'll have to follow through that. He makes those scaled antennas that I like to get, and he has for, at 6 scale, 10 scale, and even 24 scale, and I love his antennas. um, he puts like a little smiley face there or a tennis ball, which I have on the CJ7 there. I'll try bringing out later. He had inflatable pool floatables. I don't know, animal floatables. I thought it was cool. I didn't get one. I should get one of those. And he has a lot of skill items. Nice guy, great product. Some 3D printed stuff too that he makes, and so forth. So Andy from Twisted Tree was there. It was really good to finally meet him. Good guy, nice to meet guy. Chris Storm. We saw him. I don't know if I mentioned that. We partied a little bit with him. I partied. Well, I didn't. I want to say I partied worse. But on Saturday, we went to this place called Hippie Burger. Well, actually, I went to a pub and O'Rourke's there in Maysville, and lo and behold, I was just there to grab a brew, and all these people are like dressed up and everything, and hollering and hooting and everything. But I found a seat; it wasn't crowded. And it was for the Kentucky Derby, and I'm like, oh sweet! I'm like, I realized I'm in Kentucky during the Kentucky Derby. All right, so you get a little bit of the local flavor, right? So, and they were all excited. They had free chicken wings, bonus. Grab a couple beers, left a good tip, and yeah, it was a good time. Then I met Chris at Storm with Travis, Mod Travis. I don't know if he's here right now. And finally got to meet Travis, who's a mod for Matt and Josh's uh, live stream and so forth, and talking to him and meeting him, putting the face with the text or chats. Saw a lot of people. It was great. It was a good time. And some people were coming to find me, and I'm sorry that I missed them. I was out crawling and trying not to get stuck in the mud, which in the case I did anyway. Oh, John, good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, Joe, all is good, I guess. I hope it is. I hope it is, Lar. I haven't heard anything. But the world is weird right now, isn't it? I think we can all agree with that, but we'll move on. Phoenix says, don't they have a really old bank in Maysville? Yeah, oh yeah. That thing was old. That was when I got there Friday, And I went to the event, paid ahead of time, said hello to some people, and then I said, you know what? I'm gonna go get some dinner because I haven't eaten all day. It's like 2 a.m. I left here in Nevada at 2 a.m. to get my flight in Reno, and it was 6 o'clock, I believe, the time I got to the event. And I'm like, you know what? I'm hungry. So I went down to downtown's Maysville, and I saw that bank that Josh and Dan walked by, and it's a anywhere around that area is like going back in time. So that is like 1950s, 60s type stuff, probably even older, but definitely had that 50s, 60s office decor. The wood and glass. Oh gosh, what do you call cubicles type of thing, and the glass had to be really old too because it didn't seem like it was really thick or not double paned windows, nice and big and huge. It was awesome. It was cool. The other thing was I found this one, and I don't even know what the store was or if it was a store, but it was like it had to be some kind of electronic thing, and it had on display an old Atari system, an old Commodore computer, and some other computer that I don't even know of. Some really relic early 1980. Yep, definitely 1980 computers. Because I remember my friend Danny Albers getting the first computer and being on something called the internet. I don't know if you heard of it. And dial up, slow, very not many places to go to at all. There's some online games. This was even before Oregon Trail, so it looked like one of those computers from that era. It was pretty cool to see. So, and seeing 1800 buildings, probably even some 1700 buildings, which is different from here because we're the Wild West. We're about 1850. California, 1850, all that kind of stuff. There, you're looking at 1700 stuff, which is really, really cool. So, the architecture and all that. So, I did a walkabout Friday night. I can't remember. What did I eat? I ate something. I don't even know what I ate. Probably nothing fancy. And then I was across the river in Aberdeen, Ohio, which really there's nothing there. There was a Shell station. That's probably what I probably ate something at Shell. I don't know. Didn't Al Gore invent the internet? God, internet. How old is he? He had to be a youngin. I don't know. Anyways, I will blame him for the internet, but then here we are due to the internet. So cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. Hi 87. Yes, hello, Racing Case 87. Hello. And where are you interneting from, Racing? Where's everybody interneting? So for me, what I'm starting to like about I don't know about you events is well let's face it. Now we don't have Axial Fest. We don't even have European Axial Fest, which I think is they could pull that off because it's not it's Europe and it's new and you have all those countries in a stone's throw. They could do it. I don't understand that one. That doesn't make sense. Plus their timing of it all sucks. But anyways, Northwest PA, all right. So you're north of Fort Necessity, if I remember my history right, which is more Pittsburgh, it's a little south of you. So I was really surprised about the Austrian one because that's a European market, and you got all those countries there. So I was kind of surprised they didn't keep that one. But going back to other events, so we have Beat the Creek, we have Farm Fest going on. We just had someone in Texas. I forget the name of that one. I'm thinking, like I said, Ledgestock, which is in not Massachusetts, but New Hampshire, stone's throw, right? So I'm really starting to think about more of these smaller, not corporate sponsored events. I think they kind of provide a lot because it's not just for me. one, going to a strange place I never been before, but in first off, see my friends, play with my tiny truck, check. But then, just venture out and see other places that I haven't been to. And I think that's part of the events. I would make the most of it. I think it's great to see. I love Kentucky, Alabama. When I went to Alabama, I drove from Birmingham almost to the Tennessee border there at Leesburg and Cherokee Village Rock there, and just walking about small towns and all that. That was part of the adventure and the tiny truck. So it was really cool. And I'm thinking that's maybe, hopefully, I don't know. Well, at least for a while, that's might what we might have to do. Enjoy the smaller ones and have fun. Proline by Fire is still going on, I think, but also that's later on in October now. So maybe they're giving themselves time to make decisions. I hope more of a wait and see. And for me, looking in what I do is teach high schoolers about economics and U.S. government. I can see that one still going on. I think I feel a little bit more positive about that one than, I don't know. I doubt they'll ever bring back Axial Fest West unless they get vamped up and find a better venue. I'm sorry, Rob's Resort. You've got all the amenities, but you lost your liquor license, so that didn't help. Camping's good, and the one area with the misters and all that, but the terrain, eh. I'd rather just go to 20 minutes more north and hit the Rubicon. Park there and tiny truck around there. So I don't think I don't. I almost think we won't see Axial Fest West. That's just my prediction. I could definitely be wrong, but maybe another event will come around. Maybe another one will take its place. Who knows? If one does, me and Phoenix and Ben and whoever else nearby, we're going to have to volunteer, aren't we, Phoenix? Lewis will be in charge. Zombieland rule number 34: enjoy the little things. Absolutely. Yep, I agree. I agree with that. So we'll see that. And also the next day, Saturday. So Saturday, I woke up, I want to say late. It was about 8 o'clock. And I took my time. And it was raining. It was torrential raining. And right outside my hotel. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And I'm checking the Instagram, but I had there was no internet service in Aberdeen unless I went 1 mile away to the gas station. Uh, and I had no idea what was going on in Maysville. So I decide I get ready, probably another hour later. And I said, well, I need a good breakfast. I need to find a good breakfast. So had internet service. I said, good, ideal breakfast near Maysville. And I ended up in Washington, Kentucky, a very small town from 1800. I posted some history stuff on it. Found this old building, and there was really no entrance to the restaurant. It was a center door, old school, 1700-ish, 1800 building going through that had different. You either go upstairs to wherever's upstairs, go right or left, and the left was La Jamba restaurant, breakfast, hole in the wall, right? And obviously, it was a former. If this house, it was like kind of a hotel to get more people there to hold conventions. That never happened. That's the deal. So it was one room, two rooms, three rooms actually, and they were small. And you go through the one room and turn right, and that's where the cash register was with the baked goods and all that. And literally, like right here, right here is the kitchen, and open window, and you see this kind of old guy cooking away and everything, not much room. And I said, I'll have the kitchen sink, which is biscuits and gravy on country potatoes and egg on top and biscuit by itself. So good. That was the best, and it was greasy, but not over greasy. It was charred sausage, but not overcharred. It was, and she told the guy, "Hey, we need a full kitchen." And you're like, "Argh," and then he starts cooking, just as you can imagine. And I had a little number, and somebody brought it out. I went to the window because I wanted to look outside, and it was awesome. It was the best breakfast I ever had in an 1805 building with a grumpy cook and good biscuits and gravy and everything else. No, it's not a brothel. I'm going to not say it's a brothel there, Phoenix. They were trying to be legit and keep their county seat for Kentucky, but Maysville beat them out type of thing. Not everything's a brothel. That's Nevada. Where I live. Okay, just about 10 minutes that way. Don't ask me how I know. I don't know. They've been there ever since I was a kid, for crying out loud. They're still there. So we ventured around, walking around Washington, and that was really, again, part of the adventure and taking pictures and so forth. So I get to the event. It's raining. I get my car. Well, here's another thing. One, again, thanks to a crew, there was a turn into the event. It's like off somebody's road, right? And there's 5 people. I'm going to say 5, maybe 6, spread out. Not really spread out. They're almost 2 car lengths away from each other. And they just take 6 cars to try to take their money and move them on. And everybody hadn't paid. The one truck in front of me is like, well, how much does it cost? Like, they didn't know how much. I don't think they knew how much it cost, and they had to pay for whoever was not running and things like that. So it took a while, but luckily I just had my little wristband, and I just showed them. They go, "Thank you," because they were really appreciative. People paid ahead of time. So I had to follow this 4-wheel drive truck. Wasn't diesel or anything, just a 4-wheel drive. Didn't really have, like around here, we have these guys with these diesel 4x4s with little tires, and they don't pull anything. That's the mentality of where I live here in Nevada. There, this truck was a truck and used and all that. But they were having a hard time with the muddy road. And the muddy road there was fine because it was part gravel, but they were still sliding a little bit. And I'm like, Me and my little rental car, front wheel drive, we were doing just fine. And then we get in, and they're directing us toward this nice, big, wet grass area. And I'm going, I'm not going to get out of this alive. And that truck ahead of me, slipping and sliding, burring up making ruts all over the place. I'm like, please, I'm behind you. I gotta get through this. And they were having an issue. I think a kid was driving, if I'm not mistaken, because I think I saw him later. There's a bunch of teenagers. So anyways, they're doing the slip and sliding stuff, and I just go, and they're trying to get in their spot, and the guy's directing me. I'm like, okay. And at that time, I thought, well, we might be able to get out. And I just mosey right in with my rental car, parked before they got there. They were still sliding in between me and this other car. And I'm like, why are you making this a big deal? It's not that bad. Yet. And but then again, I was looking behind me. I left space in front of me. I'm not sure they wanted me to, but I'm glad they did. And then I'm thinking, well, I hope if it doesn't get worse than this, it's going to be fine. So I go to the event, and I see Chris, everybody, all that, say hello. And then I decided to go on my first trail, which was Trail 2. And I had fun. I took a digger, though. While I was filming, and I think I shared it as a thing. I'm in my muck boots. I'm in my poncho. I'm pretty cozy. I got my controller under the poncho, doing just fine. Some people there, some people just hanging in the rain underneath their canopies and their campers. I don't know how the hell they got out of there. And I was doing fine, and all of a sudden, my right foot just slipped underneath me, and I went like this, and I landed square on my shin on a root, and my forearm on another root. And it hurt. It was, ow, ee. And I'm looking around. Nobody saw it. Nobody cared. Nobody was like, "Are you okay?" No. And I had to pick up my phone because it landed a little bit ahead of me in some water, not too bad. My controller landed on something. I don't know. If anything, I broke the root with my forearm. That it wasn't a thick root, but I cracked it, and just it hurt. I couldn't. I got up, walked around, walked it off as much as possible, and then I continued on, and it got better as you walked it. But I start thinking, and I can't see it because I got my poncho on and everything, right? I'm thinking, I think there's some skin broken. I don't think I didn't break any bones, but definitely skin's broken. I don't think it's bleeding. I don't know yet. And this was a big lump and swollen and just black and blue right there. You can, right there. That's it. It doesn't seem like much, but it was a big, almost a golf ball. And I still didn't know. And then I was like, when I got back from the trail, I'm like, my hand is, my hand hurts. I don't know what was going on, obviously. So I took a digger, but the Axial CJ7 did just fine. It did great. Got muddy, got worse. And yeah, so let's dive right into the series then. That sounds excellent. Oh yeah, that lunch was good. That breakfast was good. Highly nice and warm. That was good. That must just be a Nevada thing. I think so, Phoenix. I'm from Nevada, but I'm not very proud of people that are living here now, and they're not from other states. They're born here, but man, when we relocated and some idiot waving his gun at me wants to say go back to California. I'm like, get out of here, you know, all that. And then, gosh, you don't want to know Mrs. Moosejaw story. She got really, ooh, there was a big brouhaha. It's been better since we got Nevada license, but still, they're out there. Bunch of dumbasses. Did you wash the rental car before returning? The rain kind of did that. Honestly, because so after I ran my trails and I said some hi to some people, I think I got Pepsi or went to give some money to the people having like they had hot dogs and hamburgers and some soda, or pop, I should say. And it was getting late. I think Josh tried to leave. Chris was leaving. The rain it didn't let up. Well, it'd be light and heavy, but then it was just heavy, and the mud was getting thicker, almost soup-like in some areas. All right, that muddy soup, and people were just the trucks that were trying to leave, just tearing up the turf. There's footage of a Hummer pulling out a Chevy or Ford or some kind of square body truck because he was sliding down towards the trees, not the road. And the Hummer got him out only because the Hummer the tires were deflated a lot. He was like down to 5 pounds, we were thinking. And he was smart. He was just taking his time and all that kind of stuff. But he helped that guy out and other people getting stuck. And again, to the crew, because they were in their tractors just sitting there waiting, picking people off one at a time for getting stuck. Right. And they were very kind of like, oh God, they weren't even attitude. They were just like, they were so nice about it. Oh, you got stuck. Yeah. Turn your wheels this way. We'll get you out. They were great. So I decided to leave, and I'm looking at my exit now. My exit's gone because all those trucks decided to more trucks and whoever else, I don't know who, just there was some tale of somebody in some truck doing stupid stuff in the parking lot area too. I don't know for sure, but it was a rut mud fest, and I'm like, all right, let's try the line of less resistance. So I was able to back up a little bit, but then slide. And then I thought, I think I could turn left, and I was doing fine to get straight there, but I better cut there because there's no way I'm going to survive that way. Well, in the end, I got stuck. I didn't get very far. I got kind of turned around, but that was it. And I saw the tractor guy, and he was helping one guy. I just flashed my lights. I didn't even have to get out of my car again. So awesome. And he hooked it up, said put in neutral. I was like, no problem. Pulled me onto the nice muddy gravel road, which was nice. And I said, thank you. I wish I had cash for him to say, hey, thanks. But he didn't even get out to all that stuff. He just unhooked me and then moved on to the next car. So by then, my car was muddy, and I was muddy too. I mean, gosh, the interior was from my boots, and also I opened up the trunk and sat on that after my spill and all that mud, mud, mud. So I did clean up the inside of my car, but the outside, the rain took care of it. It was nice. So I didn't have to, because the mud got in the wheels, the little spaces between the wheels, and it was starting to cake on. And I was thinking about, boy, I hope the rental is not place is not going to be upset. So, but the rain took care of it, thank goodness. So after that, that's when I went down to the pub. Well, I took a nice warm hot shower, went to the pub, and saw the people from Kentucky for the Kentucky Derby, which was awesome. And then I went to Hippie Burger and saw. I walked by Reef's crew. I didn't even recognize. I didn't even know they were there. I felt kind of bad. I didn't even notice till they were ready to leave. My bad. But I was hanging out with Josh, Dan, Travis, Chris, and Greg, I think is some friend of Chris's, and we were having a good time. I let loose. I was like, let's have it. I'll buy some beer. So we had fun there. There was a nice young lady singing songs, pretty good, some good songs, acoustic. I'm like, yes, good. And then we weren't done. We were walking around after that, and we went to another place, Hemingway's, and lo and behold, there was Reef's crew again. And so we went in, and I bought another round, and I was saying salutations. Guy named Neil, one lady named Christy, just talking to anybody who was from there, and get the local flavor. And there was another guy playing music. Good times. When I'm sitting down and everything. Just a good time, and that's the way RC events should be. It's not just maybe not just crawling, but enjoy the local flavor, as I would say. So that was good. It was a good time. And then I kind of, after everybody left, I thought, I'm going to go on another walkabout. So I kept walking. I kept checking out Maysville and everything and so forth. They had a swing downtown. And I was just swinging. Just swinging. Enjoying the rain. It was a light rain at that time. I was having a good time. So it was that. Now, the things I didn't buy, though. Oh my gosh, there was so much to buy. Everybody, I mean, there was one Recycle RC, or his name of his tent was something like that. All these used parts in bins, chassis, plastic bits, everything, wheels, tires, but mostly chassis. I was like, damn, and like that's a lot of recycling. So that would have been cool. Boom Racing was there. I should have bought myself the one with the Land Rover. They had the old fashioned looking Chevy Ford truck thing, but I should have gone back, and because usually after an event, vendors don't want to haul things back, especially boom racing, right? And that thing goes for $800. I bet I would have gotten a deal. And there were deals. Some people got deals later on. I think even Travis got one later on. RC Chop Shop, absolutely, that's the one. And they had stuff, and everybody. And like I said, Twisted Tree RC was there. K&K had some items. Just anybody and everybody. And I thought that was really cool. As far as vendors go, this is the event that had the most, from small time to big time. And that even made it better, I think. A lot of options, right? Oh, I can't find this. Oh, they have it right there. Boom, done. I should have looked more and bought more, but I was holding tight. I don't know why I should have bought more, but I could use number 2 incision hubs. I could use, like I said, the BB, whatever that boom racing is with the Land Rover, the old school one. I really do want one of those. Gosh, there's things I had on my list, but I didn't get. I kind of wish I did. I should have taken advantage of that. Then again, I was enjoying the rain. So that was cool. The question is, will I go back? Whew, man, I'll go back. And now I know more, and I'll probably stay in Maysville instead of Aberdeen, but I can't complain. My hotel was only $50 a night. No Wi-Fi. But it had a warm shower and some cable TV. Some movies were on, so I was happy with that. But and they had a continental breakfast, which was good coffee. The coffee was good, but cereal. That was it, and maybe Pop Tarts. So not quite the continental breakfast that you would think, But it was good. It was good for $50 a night. Not a problem. It only took 10 minutes to get to Maysville and then 10 minutes to the event. So 20 minutes tops. That's not bad at all. And it's quiet. There's really not much. There were some other Beat the Creek people there, but it was quiet. It was good. Old school, very old. I say 1950s. Pretty much 1950s. It was a good time. I think I will go again. Like I said, I'll probably stay in Maysville just so I can walk about a little bit more and buy more. Bring a second suitcase and put stuff in it. That would be it. I will say, here's a new tip though. If you're going to travel with your RC car in a tote bag, right? The idea is, what I learned, and I just kind of did it, trying to see if it would work or if it would make things smoother. Instead of it being closed, I have it open. So they, through they when you go through TSA, they look at it and they're like, "What the hell's this?" And they see your lithium batteries in there. So what I did, I just had it open and I put the lithium battery anti-flammable bag open as well, and I put that next to it, and lo and behold, straight through. I just went, okay, have fun. I'm like, sweet. So that's a tip. Yes, pack it in a bag, but keep it open. Let them see it. And that's it. That went smooth. So I did that for the rest of the trip, and same thing. Not a problem. Not a problem whatsoever. Steve D says, we stayed in Augusta, which was about 20 minutes from Beat the Creek. Nice little town. Yeah, I kept seeing signs for that, and that might be my next walkabout if I head up there again. I think it will be. Like I said, I enjoyed walking about in Washington, but I know there's more. There's a lot more out there. Just taking in the scenery, so green. Here is brown, there is green. So I've been rambling quite a while. I hope you're still entertained there. We got 20 viewers and everything, and we got 15 minutes left in Moosejaw RC Hour. So again, thank you for joining me, and hit that like button, subscribe, and so forth. And let's see what we're working on here. I haven't touched an RC since Beat the Creek because I was just, I don't know, tired. Well, work. Yeah. like I said, 5 weeks ago we got some learning to do before we send them off into the world on their own. So hey guys, let me go to the overhead cam here, and we'll move my microphone. I can hear my voice going again. So what we have here is the Night Customs. Let's zoom in a little bit more so you don't see my mess so much. Back over here. And back over there. All right. And that should be good. There we go. All right. Turn off my phone. Nobody's texting me anyway. Miss catching you, but if you come back next year, hopefully it will work out. I can't see why not. It was such a good time. I know, like last year, they were saying how hot it was. Fine, bring on the heat and all that. I'm okay with that, and believe it or not, I'm okay with humidity. It's this dry heat with no clouds and no trees, Nevada, that I hate. And sometimes the air doesn't move around here. Anyways, so what we got? What we got, folks, is now that I'm going to get back to work. The next moose job is a origin body for my friend Tony Mazza, but I've got this going too. And this is the Night Customs Terra Buggy. And I still have to maybe take some of these off and sand the edges. I'm not going to do anything else with the actual flat part, but this is called Silk Red from Bamboo. And I saw that color. I was like, that would be really cool on this. I still need to watch some other videos and just see if putting clear resin, washable resin on there would maybe clean that up a little bit without. I wonder if I could do it without needing to wet sand, because I want to avoid wet sanding because I think it will dull it, of course, right? And maybe not even putting the baby powder on because it might dull it or make it kind of a weird phasey look. I'm not quite sure. And I don't know if the baby powder that you add to washable resin, is that just kind of helps fill the lines a little bit microscopically or what? So I got some learning to do. I'm going to watch Matt's video first and maybe pick his brain later if he's not too busy and so forth. But it looks cool. I almost want to keep it, as always. And we're going to put two options I'm going to put this up for sale. I'm going to make a running video of it and not scratch it, but we're going to put two options. I'm going to do up a four-wheel steering motor, but I'm also going to give the buyer a second motor if it's no four-wheel steering. So I'm going to do two motors, even though I'll install this one first. And do the interior. We got the interior printed. I'm not going to do the movable stuff again. Only because, well, maybe I could. I don't know. Maybe I'll make the movable drivers, but that would mean more money. I'm trying to price it to where somebody might want to buy this, and I don't think I'm going to charge that much, obviously. But we're going to do this up. We'll do a running video of it, and then we'll put it on the Moosejaw RC website up for sale. I did sell the CJ7 I did to, I wish Andrew out of Reno, I think. And he was at Scale West Challenge with it. I like seeing moose jobs in the wild. I'm really glad this guy Richard also put that Unimog up in the. He actually jumped it into mud and everything. So good for him. By the way, Eric Baker, good to see you. I didn't mean to ignore you, but here we are. How are you? There you are. So we got that going. That's going to be looking really good. And what we're going for, we got some decals in. We're going to make it a Jolt Cola look. Right? Put them right about there somehow. We might have to get the heater and some adhesive to get it stick in that crease just right. Obviously, cut it down there, but we're going to go Jolt Cola on this look. And I just like that red. It's just so cool. Probably a little bit higher, like right there, I would say. And we're just going to do the sides. I'm not going to bother with the creases and everything else here, I'm not gonna bother with that. That's just too much cutting away, right? I mean, I probably could do that, but nah, we'll just do the side panels, and that's gonna look good. And the thing is, it is PLA, so whoever buys it, I gotta warn them: don't leave it out in the sun, or it will warp. Things of that nature. But it's looking good. I like this too. Contrast with the red. We'll put the motor in place. Now we gotta put that motor in. We gotta be tricky somehow. Oh yeah, it's gotta go in between there. I gotta think I take it apart and put it in. Yep, that's what I gotta have to do. We'll put a rear motor. Even though it's not scale, it looks good. Excuse me. Ooh, I need some tea. Oh, what we got here? I want those panels. Hey, John, contact me. I could print them up. I still have plenty of silk PLA available. And I could do the other optic too if you want to. All right. Thought Matt SB did something with clear on that, but can't find the video. Yeah, he did that, but he also added a little bit of baby powder. And I got to find out why. If it fills in the lines just so, or is it that you could see the difference between the resin and the plastic? I don't know. Or maybe you just do it because it's a good chemical balance. I don't know. We'll see. Green metal looked cool until I printed the blue metal with purple deluxe rims, and now the green sits. Printing the red now. There you go. Yeah, and well, I could use my wheels on my optic, but I'm thinking I'm gonna slip on my other Vanquish wheels that are gold with black and a red outer ring. I think that's what it is. And then some big old, I think I have some trawlers on those. So I'm going to put that on those just for this. Or if I'm lazy, I'll just use what I got, the tanks, my red tanks that kind of match this as it is. I do like red and gold. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. So we're still taking some bits away. We got the motor and all that. I misplaced some tools. So I'm using these big old wire cutters a little bit, taking my time. And I have to say, is this it? Or is it the other one? Do I want it this one? Oh, I don't think I want these. Let me see. Did I print those in those? I'm looking for the flatter ones. These. There we go. So what? There we go. There's two ways of printing this. One is these are, oh gosh, forgive me for not knowing the motor part, but some kind of valves and intake valves or something like that. I don't know what they are, but they're details there. And the first print from Night Customs has them kind of standing, kind of vertical up. And these are a pain in the butt. Let's get right there, right? All right. That takes a little bit to get all the supports off. On the Terra Buggy print, he laid them flat. All right. Which is going to be a lot easier. All right. Focus on that one thing. Now let's get it closer. There we go. All right. So this should be easy. One, I could just bend it. Because this takes a while. You can get it, and I use the bamboo kind of chisel tool to kind of get there, and that helped. But let's see how easy it is with just doing this. One's in half already, and I wonder if how much I could just pull. Because Phoenix, did you? No, I did it for you. So yeah, you're lucky. You're welcome. You didn't have to do all this stuff. I just gotta get it pulled in the right way. This might be too big now. That's what she said. Beat you to it. Unless you said it ahead of me. What filament is that on your motor parts? This is still PLA silver. And I just stick with bamboo. I did have to go with an off-brand for clear for like lenses and such. Man, this is gonna be pesky. This is not gonna be easy. Oh, we get a little bit. There we go. Ooh, there it goes. All right. Don't be in a hurry. Some people are printing PETG, which I do have some, but the silk looks so good. And a lot of people, some people are running some 3D printed optics. I saw Gigawatt out there with his. Said hello to him too, because I think he's working for Reefs or he is associated with Reefs somehow. There we go. So this is so far a little easier. I probably wish I had a smaller set of wire cutters here or even some needle nose. I gotta find my tools. I'm at that age where I'm just gonna have to remind myself, leave these here. Don't take them anywhere else. And if I do, walk back and put them away. Don't put them down. I've already lost my wallet that way. Don't know where it's somewhere in this house. But that was not fun. All right, let's see if I can get some with my fingernail. Let's check it out. Yeah. Sometimes you got to make sure you're not cutting piece a support an actual part of the piece. So this we can start peeling, I think, hopefully. So far so good. Gold wheels would look good with the Jolt logo. Yep, we'd tie it all together nice and neat. I'm trying to choose a color for my Terra Bug. That silk red is very nice. I do like it. I do like it a lot. I would almost think even what's those multiple ones? The translucent, but they have multiple colors in it. I think that'd be cool. Or maybe even the glow in the dark, just for fun. Come on. It's being a pest. There we go. Pull and peel. Pull and peel. That's all we're doing. Get in the right spot. Isn't this riveting? It's like watching golf. Watching grass grow. So far, I like how it's breaking away from the piece that goes in. So that's good. So I think the other way, I had to do some sanding to get it loose and open. And double checking here. Wow, it looks different from the other one. So how does that go in? Does it go there? No, it doesn't go there. Does it go there? Yeah, it does go there. I think it looks different than the other design. The other engine design without going over a servo. If I'm not mistaken. So maybe there's a little difference. I'll have to check. Let me see. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're going differently. So maybe this is why James printed this one this way. This one, let's see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see those little squares there. Those fit differently in the motor without a rear servo. So probably still could print it that way. I don't know. I don't complain to James. I just say thank you. Right? He did all the design work. Let's see if we can get that little nook out. Somebody's texting me. I don't know. I need to find better tools. I don't have anything here. Let's see. Let's try to see if good old sanding will get it kind of loosened. Anywho, that's what we're doing. We will make a video of this. I don't think I'll get it this weekend. We'll make it look good first, right? And then we'll put it on the website, Instagram for sale. And what we're going to price out, pretty reasonable, I think, plus shipping. But it'd be lightweight. It's not like a whole RC car. I think I got it. I still got to get that little nick there. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. So Some other little things to clean up, but pretty much. So there we go. And what is this part? Who's our engine people out here? Let's go up here. There we go. All right, that looks good. The detail is a lot better when they print this way. I'll give it that much. And those go right here, I believe, somewhere. Probably like right there. And this will go here. Maybe they go the other way. No, I don't think they go the other way because the idea is that that one lip goes over that. So they go there. Not as great detail as the other one. We'll paint the valve covers differently. We'll put some black wash on this to get it to look good. Oopsies. And we'll do some detail paint on the front. I better see if this is for this one or the other motor. We'll see. Probably that one. Yeah. But there you go. We'll paint that up and get that going. We also have the air intake. Such detail. James did an amazing job on this. However that goes on. I'll have to look at his picture because I have no idea. Maybe. So that's it. Kind of. We'll get there. And that goes on top of the cage somehow and all that. I gotta see if I mix the pieces from the over the servo and the ones without over the servo. But we got that. So, in any case, folks, it's 8:02, and I have to say thank you for joining me. Let's get into my cam so you can see my mug. Thanks for joining Moosejaw RC Hour. Thanks for me ranting and raving there a little bit on my story to Kentucky. It was amazing. 5 stars. I give it 2 thumbs up. I highly recommend going there. It was beautiful. It was rainy. It was green. And just nice people. Got to see the Ohio River, the famous Ohio River and everything. And I highly recommend. I will start planning next year. Thing is, it's during my school year. But you know what? I think I'm 2 years away from retirement, so screw it. What are they going to do? Right? And maybe next time I will leave. I'll take 2 days off. That Monday. I'll still come back. I don't know. We'll see. We got a year to figure it out, don't we? We have a year to figure it out. Other thing that's coming up, like I said, I got a moose job there for Tony Mazza. We're going to do an Old Glory on a Vanquish Origin, so look for that. And I'm almost caught up with everything. I have that. I have a Porsche. I have a Sand Scorcher. And ledge stock. I got to do the ledge stock one soon. I'll get that one done sooner. I already know what I want to do. I think that's it. I hope it's it. Because I want to say no for a while. So I could get the building. I have a build I want to do. I have a RC 4-wheel drive SCX 10-2 Leaf conversion chassis that I've been meaning to scratch build my own body. So I think I'll get Tony's done, and I will get the ledge stock done, and then we'll start getting some. I have the styrene. I gotta get some blueprints printed out and start making my own body. My goal is to make the best of the guild, Skill Builders Guild, at the end of the year. So that's gonna be hard because there's a lot of great builders out there, and how to make that stand out, I have no idea, but we'll figure it out. It's gonna be cool. I think I feel confident that I can at least build it. It won't have tiny tires like 1.55s, but it will be a class 1. So we'll have that. It took me an hour to figure out how it goes together. Good, I'm not the only one then. So you're telling me that it's gonna be a challenge. Not a problem. I know, staring at the pictures. Well, I think he has a I don't know if he has a manual for that. If James Knight has a manual for that. Also, I am a subscriber to James Knight, so if you are interested, I don't really advertise it too much, but go to Knight Customs website and look for the map of us subscribers printers, and if there's one near you, hit them up because they're looking to do that. Some are starting an Etsy page. Me, I don't advertise it too much. I know that Clint, uh, Black Diamond Scalers there, he's into it now. He's printing, so he's in Reno. So I'm pretty sure maybe more people are hitting him up than I am, which is fine. Because the way I'm doing it is I'm building. I subscribe, one, to support James, and two, I got access to all the files, and three, I could build a moose job and put it up for sale and make it available to people. So that's kind of what I'm doing with my subscription. But if you need me to print like I did for Phoenix here, go ahead and hit me up and try to find somebody closer to you, because in that way you save on shipping. Not that this costs a lot, but it's less travel to get things damaged, because this is, it's plastic, and you know how transportation is sometimes. They throw it thing and everything. So just think about that next time. Again, thanks for joining Moosejaw RC Hour. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you when we see you. Cheeseburgers and fries, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. Ooh, hit the outro. Outro.